What the hell are the Portland Trailblazers doing, man? I don't understand this team. I can't figure them out. When they traded CJ McCollum at the deadline, and like they clearly punted on the second half of the season, I thought, okay, this team is going for a rebuild. They're tanking. Probably gonna trade Lillard soon as well. They also traded Norman Powell for like nothing, or at least not as much as they could have gotten for him. So I really thought they were like, finally deciding like the Lillard era is over. Let's move on here. But now they trade for Jerami Grant. They trade a first round pick. They traded a first round pick for Jerami Grant. And apparently they're planning on like retooling the team around Damian Lillard now. And I'm just like, what? How are they any better now than they were with Lillard and McCollum? Like with Lillard and McCollum, they were good enough to make the playoffs, maybe win a series. If they get really lucky, maybe get to the conference finals. But that team was nowhere near a championship back then. And with Jerami Grant, they're still nowhere near a championship. Like they might get back into the they might get back into the playoffs, but they're still not a championship quality team. It's like, what's the I don't get what the goal is here. I mean, if they're just gonna like be content with being like a middle of the pack NBA team, then they might as well have kept McCollum. Then like what's what was the point of trading him? Like what? I don't get this team. I don't get why Dame wants to. Well, I mean, if he wants to stay with the team, whatever. But like, I just don't get what the goal is here. Like, what are their plans? Like, what are they trying to do? Yeah, I can't figure this team out, man. I guess they just wanted to still be average, but try being average in a different way, I guess. So instead of Dame and CJ, you got Dame and Anfernee Simons and Jerami Grant, and yeah, that's okay. If this is what Lillard wants, I'm okay. I will not criticize him for doing what makes him happy, and if staying in Portland is that, then so be it. I just really can't understand the front office here. It looked like they were trying to rebuild, but it seems like they just are trying to stay average. I just don't get why you break up Dame and CJ. If you're only going to rebuild a team that's going to be about as good as Dame and CJ, maybe even worse. Like, I feel like they either should have just... Well, actually, no, they're only real... okay, whatever. I mean, you can't really take for granted being a solid NBA team for however many years they've been. Like 7 years or whatever. Because if they decide to trade Dame and rebuild, sure, things could go well. Maybe they get some great young players in the draft and they're able to become a title contender in the future. That could happen, but they could also turn into the Sacramento Kings and never make the playoffs again for like 15 years. So I can understand the desire to want to stay solid, I guess. But I just don't get trading CJ and breaking up that duo unless you're going for a full rebuild. Like, why are they trying to be a mid-team in a different way now? I just don't get it. I can understand the desire to still be solid. I just don't get why they're going this path. They're taking this path to do it. Doesn't make much sense to me, but whatever. I wonder if Damian Lillard will be like, because you know how Kevin Garnett said he regretted like staying loyal to Minnesota for all those years? I wonder if the same thing will happen to Lillard. Like after he doesn't win anything, if he'll look back on his career and be like, damn, I wish I had gone somewhere else and got a championship. I don't know. There's an alternate universe where Kevin Garnett is considered like a consensus top 10, top 15 player ever. If he goes somewhere else and wins more championships. Off topic, we were talking about Trailblazers, Damian Lillard. I guess, to summarize, I can understand the goals of the Trailblazers. They just want to be a solid NBA team around Damian Lillard. I just don't really get why you break up Dame and CJ if you weren't going for a full rebuild. You would have been solid with Dame and CJ. Don't know why you break it up if your goal is to remain solid. To be a solid, decent NBA team that makes the playoffs every year. You could have done that with CJ. Don't know why you want to do it with Jerami Grant instead. but whatever.